What's up, Crypto Club? Louis here, and today I'm bringing the crypto news of the day. Today's date is the 15th of April 2018, and I'm going to bring you everything to do with cryptocurrency in the last 24 hours. Currently, the market cap sits around $334 billion as cryptocurrency is back in the green. As you can see from the top 100, it's looking overwhelmingly positive. Yesterday we had a slight dip, but we've seen in the last 4 days it's been green, green, red, and then it's now coming back to the green stages. So it's nice to see that the market is back on the rise coming up to US tax day, and hopefully it can continue to do so, leading us out of this bear market situation, and we continue to grow, reaching new all-time highs by the end of 2018. So if you look at Bitcoin for the start, you can see it's up around 4.53%, Ethereum's up around 5.86%, Ripple's up around 8.17%, performing really well recently. Bitcoin Cash is up around 6.72%, and Litecoin is up around 4.39%. If we look at the top growers for today, we can see Bitcoin is leading the way with 25.17% up. IOTA is also about 22% up. BitShares is up about 19.06%. Stellar's up around 18.84%, and NEM or XEM, what you want to call it, is up around 17.52%. If we look at the worst performers of the day, we only have 5 coins in the red, and Tether is one of them, so it doesn't really count. The first one is Skycoin, is down nearly 10%. Binance Coin, following the coin burn which occurred yesterday, which I'll get into a bit later on in the video, about halfway through, is down around 2.6%, which is surprising, but I guess people were expecting it to come very, very soon, and probably sold after the news, after finding out about the rumors prior. We also have Factum as well, down around 2.38%, and finally Verge is down around 1.54%, following the sort of scandal that's continuing to expand from this whole partnership release and the information behind it, and sort of the red flags that are popping up. And believe it or not, I found even more red flags regarding Verge currency, so stay tuned to that. I'll get into that in the end of the video. As you can see, the last 3 tabs I have here are about Verge currency and more red flags that are flagged up. I know a lot of you thought I was basically covering FUD in terms of Verge currency and trying to negatively impact its market, but I'm just aware of the news that I'm finding out and the lies that have been spewed by the lead developers and the developers behind the team, and sort of the cooperation between them and Ledger, and the problems that's arising with what they're doing with the funds that they crowdfunded, and also more information about the lead developers here, and sort of the information that I found out that is not too good, but I'll get into that in a second. Finally, Tether as well, as I mentioned before, doesn't really count, but it's down 0.38% in the last 24 hours. So the first story I want to get into today is about CoinSecure, which is an Indian exchange, and how it's announcing its repayment plan and bounty for the stolen bitcoins on its exchange. So basically, it announced a plan to repay its customers for stolen bitcoins, as well as a 10% bounty to anyone who helps recover them. The exchange claims it was an inside job, and it suspects its chief security officer for playing a role of siphoning off the money. So it's interesting to see the person that's meant to be in head of securing the exchange and preventing hacks like this happening is suspected to be in charge of this, obviously because it was in an offline wallet, as it says later on, so probably there must have been an inside job, as they're assuming here, as to be honest, the only way to really access it is to do something like this, to have someone on the inside, and what better than the chief security officer to do so. Obviously there's a lot of money at stake here, and it's a big assumption to be thrown around, so obviously there's some bad blood there. But it says here a 10% bounty has been announced, so here you can see it's approximately 20 million rupees, which is worth approximately $306,000 at press time, to anyone helps them recover the lost bitcoins, the Economic Times said or reported on Saturday. The exchange confirmed that it lost 438 bitcoins, which is around 3,067,000. This happened on April the 8th. The coins were stolen from an offline wallet from holding users' funds. The news media, the news outlet basically detailed, while the exchange has reported 2 million users, or has about 2 million users, sorry, some 11,000 users are said to be affected by the reported theft, which is the biggest cryptocurrency theft in India, so it's obviously a massive deal. It doesn't reflect a good light on exchanges as a whole, but as I always say with exchanges, usually they should be only a means of trading and transaction. You really should, if you're going to keep cryptocurrencies for longer than a week or a month, for example, you really want to put them into a wallet where you can have peace of mind that they're going to be safer than an exchange, which usually gets attacked on a regular basis as it holds so much money. People don't forget that You know, it doesn't matter how much money you have on there, you're really going to be susceptible to any attacks that happen on the exchanges. They're really like a walking gold mine. So it says here as well, a statement was issued by the company on Friday clarifying basically what happened and how they're going to issue a 10% bounty to the community, and they're working with the Bitcoin community to identify the hacker and get it back. Because obviously if they're going to set up a repayment plan for the $3 million that was stolen, there's obviously going to be a massive burn in their pockets, and they should try to recoup some of their losses, and a 10% bounty seems like nothing in the grand scheme of things when they can get $3 million back for, you know, 300,000 offered and recoup some of their losses. Next thing I want to talk about here is the Backpage CEO and how he pleads guilty to using cryptocurrencies and exchanges at that for money laundering. So it says here that the Backpage chief executive basically says here that Carl Ferreira recently pled guilty to 1 count of conspiracy and 3 counts of money laundering, according to a recently revealed plea agreement. So Ferreira basically reported using crypto exchanges to launder part of the website's revenue. So according to reports, he was aware of the great majority of the website listing being for prostitution and attempted to conceal their true nature. Authorities dubbed the website as an online brothel that raked in as much as $500 million. So he basically laundered the money through seemingly unconnected bank accounts in cryptocurrency exchanges. So obviously, again, this doesn't reflect a great light on the cryptocurrencies and the market as a whole. But obviously, it's great to see that is being cracked down on, which legitimizes the cryptocurrency market going forward. I mentioned this yesterday with another illegal activity that got cracked down on, and I said it was good for the market because it allows, you know, governments to take it more seriously, keep a tab on it, and also people to have more peace of mind that it's only not used for not used for illegal activities and on the dark web, for example, on Backpage for this situation, but generally can be used for other stuff and just be a general legitimate payment system. Hopefully for adoption of actual retail companies, it will help as well. Next thing I want to talk about here is MasterCard now is hiring more blockchain developers. So it's interesting to see because MasterCard, one of the biggest payment platforms in the world, is planning to adopt cryptocurrencies and blockchain going forward and trying to develop faster payment methods that are better for its customers. So the payment giant MasterCard announced on Thursday it was hiring 175 new technology developers, including blockchain specialists, which is a huge amount for them to be investing in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, as that is a massive sort of, maybe not for them, but honestly 175 new technology developers is a big addition to their workforce, and especially to be dedicated to that one side of the actual space and that one side of technology. Obviously it will help, and they're setting out to do this basically because they're going to work out of MasterCard's office in Leopardstown, Ireland, where the firm's research and development arm is, where the MasterCard Labs is headquartered. So if you're interested in applying for this job, I'm sure you can find it somewhere, but obviously it's some interesting information to look into, but that is not the reason I'm covering this story. The new hires will work on creating more efficient payments systems, according to a press release. And basically this covers up why it's important. So what does this mean for us in the cryptocurrency space? It means that giants like MasterCard are sort of adopting and accepting the blockchain and ready for its cooperation, and possibly cryptocurrencies going forward with the sort of cooperation in that sense. It means that the world is going on. It means that the future is already here, and we've got to catch it in our hands. And it basically promotes them there, but it does really sum it up there. As you can see, it shows that massive payment companies like MasterCard do have it on their radar and really are setting up to, you know, patent it and also develop new technologies to work towards it and incorporate it into their daily running. So hopefully in a few years time it could be the norm, and therefore cryptocurrencies will be a lot more easily adopted and accessible to the wider population, obviously progressing the market and growing at a rate faster than we've ever seen before. Next thing I want to talk about here is Coinbase and how they're taking the ERC20 tokens business seriously as it acquires the Cypher browser. So we talked about this before. They're basically trying to expand. You know, Coinbase are making a lot of moves so they can stay competitive with all these other competitors coming out like Robinhood Crypto, which offers, you know, commission-free cryptocurrency trading and really is competing with Coinbase as being the easiest exchange and the fastest exchange to buy cryptocurrencies as we have. And we obviously see here as well, basically they're trying to expand and diversify by incorporating ERC20 tokens into Coinbase, and you can see they're taking this seriously as they're announcing the ERC20 token support and therefore following up by basically acquiring its small competitor Cypher browser in order to do so. So similar to Coinbase's Toshi, Cypher browser is a mobile Ethereum wallet and a DApp browser whose team will combine with that of Toshi, after its acquisition. Acquisition even. So Coinbase buys its competitor Cypher browser for its Ethereum wallet and the ERC20 sort of integration, therefore to propel it and take it a bit more seriously, which is exciting to see that they're making so many movements to move in the right direction to accept these cryptocurrency tokens. So hopefully, Coinbase can be, the medium that we all use, and obviously is going to help their business go forward and expand the cryptocurrency market, because they continue to get better and better and continue to be seen as the easiest exchange to use. And hopefully, as they take more registrations on as well, we could see the market expand, because obviously, as we've seen with surveys before, one of the massive problems with investing in cryptocurrency is people just simply don't understand it and don't have the actual technical ability, they feel so anyway, to invest in cryptocurrencies, and see there's too much red tape with commissions and sign-ups and identification in the way. And hopefully Coinbase can be the one that breaks that barrier, as it has done before. For example, I know a lot of my friends started investing in cryptocurrency just because Coinbase made it really easy to understand and invest in and to become a part of. And obviously, if they continue to get better and better, we can see more and more people jump onto that. And also, if it's in media outlets being covered with its new improvements every week or so, this is obviously going to get out to the public, or the wider public, sooner or later, and hopefully spur on investment. Next thing we'll talk about here is the Binance third quarterly burn, or token burn, has finally happened. So this burn has been complete, and they have burned 2,220,314 tokens, which is approximately $30 million US, which is great to see as well. Seems they're increasing in terms of the burns, which means their profits continue to increase, and it's nice to see that there. But the last burn they actually had, Q2's burn, as you can see there, interestingly enough, was worth more, as the token was worth more at the time, obviously as the market has slightly gone down since then. But they have made around $30 million nonetheless in profits to burn. They've obviously made a lot more than that, but it was a percentage of the burn, of the actual profits they made, was contributing to the burn. I can't remember how much it was exactly, but it's nice to see that they actually burned it, making the coin more valuable, as they plan to burn, I believe it was 100 million in total, so they could bring it down to only 100 million in circulating supply. So it's obviously going to make the actual burn, the burn is going to make the token more valuable and sort of contribute to the market increasing in value, which is great to see there. And hopefully we can continue to see more profits being generated from Binance, one of the fastest growing companies in the world, and they continue to burn the coins. So the last thing I'll talk about today is the actual news about Verge, and only Verge, as this I thought was something that needs to be addressed. So if you are new to the Verge situation and the sort of scandal that's recently been going on, basically, Verge Currency created a crowdfund for 75 million of the tokens, the Verge XVG tokens, and this was in order to complete some of the developments they were planning on doing, and also to contribute towards a partnership they were looking to secure. They need investment to do so, and also to contribute to Ledger Nano integration. So the problems that have arisen straight away is that with the actual crowdfund, they did say they were going to release the partnership and what one they're going to have when they actually reached their goal of 75 million XVG, and they ended up saying they're going to delay it until the 17th of April, which happens to be the tax date, which is a massive problem there, obviously, because they're delaying the actual release of the partnership and leaving us all in the dark until the actual tax date, allowing them potentially to create an exit scam, to pay off all their debts. And obviously another thing that I saw as a problem as well with Justin Sunnerock, or Eric, as you can see here, Justin Eric is his name of the lead developer, I believe, or the owner, I'm not sure exactly which one, I believe it's the lead developer, but basically he has put on Reddit before that he owes, or some of his funds are locked up in Coinbase or frozen in different accounts, and therefore this sort of suggests that potentially he doesn't have the funds necessary to pay back his taxes on cryptocurrency. So that is some speculation there that we've seen with evidence backing it up. Other problems we've seen as well, if we cover this first, is that basically they announced with they basically sent some of the XVG, I think it was 3 million of the 75 million, over to the Binance account, and they claimed that they were using that XVG to pay out of the actual crowdfunded XVG to pay for Ledger integration. So the first problem with that is that we've been cleared up by Fred DeVimil, basically that he is not aware of any announcement of the actual Ledger Nano integration or Ledger integration as a start, and also as the Vice President engineer, he obviously knows his stuff, and he's also mentioned here that Ledger does not charge for coin integration anymore, so either the integration is provided by the community, which we opt for free, or we follow it on our own integration roadmap. Have a nice day. So what it suggests is basically that the Verge developer, or developers, or lead developer in Justin Eric, and the other developers as well, are basically lying about the integration into the Ledger network, or the Ledger integration as a whole. And obviously, as they're not familiar, because basically, first of all, they have no recollection of them actually working with Verge as it stands. Secondly, Verge is claiming they're using 3 million XVG, which is worth a fair bit, I believe. I'm not sure off the top of my head. You know, depending on what the actual value of Verge is at the moment. If we come over to Verge, as I said, they are actually one of the coins that are down for the day. So as you can see, it's just below 10 cents. So it's around 9 cents. So, you know, 3 million is worth about $300,000, which is obviously a massive amount of money, just under $300,000. So the problem I see there as well, that, you know, obviously if it's free to do so, why are they investing so much money into a non-existent integration? More red flags there. And as you can see, we have more sort of clearance of the fact that there is no actual integration here from the VP of Operations, the Vice President of Operations and co-founder of Ledger as it stands, and David Ballon tweeted out as well. He's got his facts checked, and we are not working on any Verge integration. So it's another massive red flag there. And the last red flag I want to talk about here is something that people have searched up for themselves, and this is an arrest search. Basically announcing that Justin Eric, who is the lead developer or co-founder or owner, I'm not sure which one exactly, I'm pretty sure he is the lead developer, basically Justin Sunnerock or Eric, basically has been arrested 8 times. So if that doesn't raise any more red flags, I don't know why it wouldn't. Like, to be honest, like, obviously I checked out some of these actually arrests, and they don't seem to be too serious. A lot of them are like parking charges and things like that, or not parking charges, sorry, traffic charges and failure to turn up in court. And the big problem with this, and loitering as well, sorry, I forgot to mention that. But the problem with this is that someone, you know, that is going to be head of a multi-million-dollar company here, and, you know, especially has been so shady and lied so much in the past already, and hasn't met all the deadlines that we've seen, and also is, you know, trying to get an announcement or a crowdfund before a tax day, is really a problem if he's been arrested 8 times. It's really not signing off on it being a legitimate investment or a venture as it stands. It's just more and more red flags. But to be honest with you, I just want to aware you of this, because honestly it's pointing more and more towards it being a scam. As much as you think that I am fudding the cryptocurrency, there's just more and more red flags coming up. They didn't need to do it to themselves. They didn't need to flare up all these red flags, and obviously I'm going to address it as potentially a scam, because it is potentially a scam. Whenever I see a red flag like this, like I saw in BitConnect for example, other YouTubers saw in BitConnect, seeing there's a potential Ponzi scheme and things like this, obviously I'm going to aware you of it, because it's my, you know, duty as a cryptocurrency YouTuber, a news channel, to aware you of the news. And the fact of the matter is that the news here is that Justin Eric, which is the lead developer of Verge Currency, has been arrested 8 times, has lied about the Ledger integration, is paying towards a Ledger integration that doesn't exist, and, you know, has obviously made a lot of lies, and also has, you know, delayed the actual release of the partnership announcement until the tax day, and has had his funds locked, so he potentially doesn't have the capability to actually pay for the actual taxes he might owe. So it's just really pointing towards a bad situation. So if you want to get out of Verge Currency, I wouldn't, you know, discourage it, because obviously it's up to you. I'm not a professional financial advisor. I'm just awareing you of all the red flags here, as I'm potentially going to get out myself, because it's just looking worse and worse and worse. And obviously a few other people are seeing that as well, as it is one of the only cryptocurrencies in the day that is down on such a green day. So it's something to look into, and obviously I hope this has helped your information and inform you a bit better about Verge Currency and all the other news for today. But that's going to conclude the video for today. Obviously I'm not a professional financial advisor. I'm just trying to bring you the news. I'm not trying to FUD the currency, not at all. I'm just bringing you the facts here, and the fact of the matter is there is a lot of shady things going on. Obviously it could come out on the 17th of April, which is in 2 days time. This is the best thing we've ever seen for a currency, in cryptocurrency as well. This is going to make the price skyrocket, potentially. But there's potentially the other side of things that it could be an exit scam. Something that needs to be considered is whether you are worth taking up all the risks that have been accounted for now. But anyway, that's going to conclude the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give the video a like and also comment down below what you thought of the news today and what you think about Verge as well. Also, if you like my content as a whole, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification icon to be notified when I next upload, as I upload cryptocurrency videos on a daily basis. Thanks for watching. It's been Crypto Club, and I'll see you in the next one.